in a party. Because we need to increase the volume, we often use speakers, microphones, and other devices. Microphones and other equipment. Have you ever thought about how they achieve sound amplification? In fact, the amplification of sound requires a circuit device. This circuit device has an amplifying effect. In this class, we will learn, with the triode as the core component, the composition of the amplifier circuit. This is a semiconductor triode. It has 3 electrodes, which are the base collector and emitter. It has the function of current amplification. It is the core component of the amplifier, and the amplifying circuit is widely used in radio stations and other devices. Next, let's first understand what amplification means. Amplification is to amplify a weak electrical signal through some device to obtain a waveform that is the same as the weak signal, but with a much larger amplitude. This device is the amplifier circuit. The essence of the amplifying effect is the circuit's control over current, voltage, or energy. As shown in the figure, shows the basic composition of the amplifier circuit in a loudspeaker that we often use. As we can see from the figure, the weak signal from the microphone is added to the input of the amplifier circuit after passing through the amplifier at the speaker. At the output end, a relatively large electrical signal output can be obtained. The function of the amplifier circuit is to amplify the amplitude of weak signals. To ensure the circuit can amplify normally, a DC power supply must be set in the amplifier circuit, ensuring the triode works in linear amplification. Triode. The principle of the amplifier circuit is: first, the emitter junction of the transistor must be forward biased and the collector junction reverse biased. Second, the input circuit should be set to couple the input signal to the transistor input circuit to ensure the transistor's function of controlling large signals with small ones. Third, the output circuit should be set to ensure that the current signal amplified by the triode can be converted into the voltage signal form required by the load. Fourth, distortion is not allowed after signal amplification. According to the composition principles of amplifying circuits, let's take the common emitter amplifier circuit as an example to discuss the basic composition of the amplifier. Common emitter amplifier circuit is the most widely used form of amplifying circuit. Its basic circuit composition is shown in the figure. In this amplifier circuit, we can see that the circuit is composed of a triode collector, resistor, base resistor, capacitor, power supply, etc. The triode in the circuit is the core component of the amplifier circuit. It amplifies the current. The DC power supply, positive UCC. It provides energy to the amplifier circuit, ensuring the triode operates in the amplification state. Base power supply, up with bias resistor RB, provides the amplifying circuit with the appropriate bias current. The collector resistor RC, it can convert the change of collector current into changes in the collector voltage. The coupling capacitors CE and CR act as a DC isolation and AC coupling capacitor. Did you notice that in this amplifier circuit, there are 2 power supplies in the circuit? In practical applications, amplification circuits are usually powered by a single power supply. Therefore, we need to improve the dual power supply amplifier circuit to obtain the circuit shown in the figure. In this circuit, the base bias current is provided by the DC power supply UCC. The size and position of the bias resistor RB have changed. The original bias resistor RB is connected between the base and emitter of the triode. Now it is connected between the base and the direct current power supply UCC. The triode is still the core component of amplification in the amplifying circuit. It plays a role in energy control of small to large UCC. Power supply provides energy to the amplifier circuit to ensure 2. Ensure the triode works in the amplification state. The role of the RC resistor is to convert the amplified collector current into the output voltage of the triode, ensuring that the amplified current signal can be converted into the voltage required by the load. The function of base bias resistor RB is to provide a suitable static operating point for the amplifier to ensure that there is no distortion after small signal amplification. The function of polarized electrolytic capacitor CE is to isolate direct current and allow the input AC signal to pass smoothly. The function of polarized electrolytic capacitor CR is isolate direct current and let the amplified AC signal pass smoothly. In this class, we have learned the composition of the basic amplifying circuit of triode. In order to ensure the triode amplifier circuit's amplified signal is large enough and without distortion, only by making the triode in the amplifier circuit operate in the amplification region, the amplified signal will not be distorted. Triode the principle of the amplifier circuit. The emitter of the transistor must be biased forward, and the collector is reverse biased. Can the triode be in the amplification state? For the performance of the triode amplifier circuit is usually measured by amplification factor bandwidth, input and output resistance, output power, and so on. There are many types of amplifying circuits. In the amplifying circuit with the output signal not distorted, the maximum power that can be obtained on the load is called the maximum output power of the amplifier. Next, please think about after class how to make the triode amplifier circuit's amplified signal without distortion.